SmackDown took place tonight in Austin, Texas, and this show starred Matthew McConaughey because every single time they can have a wrestler interact with him, they did. They really let you know McConaughey's here, everyone. So the big star was here. He's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, and he was a special guest of SmackDown tonight. So you had Joe Tessitore welcoming us to the show. He interviews Cody Rhodes, and of course the big topic is Cody's contract signing with Kevin Owens tomorrow night on Saturday night's main event. Cody puts over Shawn Michaels in NXT, and then they talk about KO, and that's where Cody cuts the promo. It's, to build a contract signing, but it felt more like it should have been the last promo before the Royal Rumble. You have DIY talking with Pretty Deadly backstage. They explain that they can't be there out there for their match tonight. And then Pretty Deadly bumps into Legado del Fantasma. They're setting that up later. You have Matthew McConaughey in the crowd. And that's the first time they mentioned him. You have Motor City Machine Guns against Pretty Deadly. That's what you'd expect. Machine Guns win. It was an okay match. Just went through a couple commercials. There's something about this match where it just feels like this wouldn't be on Raw. This is like a SmackDown match. It just feels like SmackDown's the B show now. It feels like they're going to put longer matches on SmackDown that just don't mean anything. Watching it, it's hard to get into. And then this was a theme throughout the whole night tonight was every single match you knew who the winner was. I don't think there was a moment of doubt in any of them. And understand, this is not a pay-per-view or a PLE. This is not a kind of show where you might expect an upset. But it made it so predictable. It was really hard to get into the matches, especially since many of them were long. And that was a recurring theme. So, but the Machine Guns win. After that, you have Kevin Owens coming out. He yells at Joe Tessitore, who's on the announce table, and he yells at Matthew McConaughey, sitting on the announce table, yelling at McConaughey. It was really entertaining. And then until that loser, Jimmy Uso, comes out and interrupts. Kevin Owens then retreats. Then Jimmy challenges him to a match later tonight, and he does the whole horns up thing. Then you have Carmelo Hayes complaining to Nick Aldis backstage. He was supposed to face Jimmy Uso this week, and then now it's bumped to next week. He plans to call up Braun Strowman now. That went nowhere. You had Chelsea Green and Piper Niven against Mishin and B-Fab. Mishin just pinned Chelsea, and it's like, we're going to continue this feud. SmackDown's really lacking right now. The problem is Mishin, no one thinks she's going to beat Chelsea, and Chelsea is a fan favorite, and no one cares about Mishin. It's not going to work, and no one cares about B-Fab either. Damian Priest is officially on SmackDown. He talked with Nick Aldis backstage, and he's your new guy there, and he had a confrontation with Carmelo Hayes. It sets up Carmelo Hayes and Damian Priest later tonight in a match where I was just wondering who was going to win. But Priest is on SmackDown now. It's been news. There was a lot of things announced on the show, and this was probably the thing that really surprised me the most because I was not expecting him. I was not expecting Damian Priest to switch brands. It also shows his feud with Finn Balor is now over. I was thinking they might continue it and have a bigger match, a bigger blow-off match, but it just seems that the match I had on Raw a couple of weeks ago in that street fight, that was it. There was not going to be a bigger match to come after that. But Priest, new member of SmackDown. Then we have the star of SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton, heading to the ring. And before Tiffany heads to the ring, we go to commercial break, and we have a big video package for Charlotte Flair. And it's similar to what we saw last week. It's basically Charlotte on, I don't know, she's on a yacht or on the beach, but she's talking about how she's going to come back, and the big news is she officially declares for the Royal Rumble. And I was especially taken aback because this aired right after Tiffany was about to go to the ring. So then, when we come back, Tiffany gets to the ring. Tiffany, Charlotte, they want them both on your mind at the same time. I think that's your match at WrestleMania this year. I could be wrong, but the way it was set up here, and the fact is that there's no really favorite to win the Rumble besides Charlotte. I don't think anyone else really is likely. Who else is going to win it besides Charlotte? I really can't think of any. I'm not going to make my predictions yet, but that just seemed obvious. It seemed like, this is where we're going. Anyway, Tiffy comes out, and before she can even talk, she gets a couple words out before she's interrupted by Rhea Ripley. And that was cool seeing Ripley and Tiffy on the same show. We really haven't seen them interact. That's another big match they can do with the women. There's so much, You have Tiffy Charlotte, Tiffy Rhea, Bianca Rhea. I think that's probably the biggest one. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae interrupt them, and Nia's hated, but it's the kind of heat where it's go away heat. It's not the Dominic Mysterio where it's the heel that we love to hate, or even the New Day where it's like F you, but we still we love to hate you as well. It's more of just get off our TV screen. We don't want to see you, Nia Jax. We don't want you here. It's the X-Pac heat. That's what she's always had. She's always had heat. Whenever she came out, she always got a reaction that was like, go away, Nia. We don't want you. We don't want to see you. And WWE always interpreted it as, well, she's getting heat. And they already wanted to push her for obvious reasons. Not because of her size. It's because of who she's related to. We will get into it. Then Bianca, Belair, and Naomi come out. I just feel like Naomi's just almost dead weight for Bianca. Bianca's just such a bigger star. I think they're going to lose their tag team titles, and what happened tonight, it really baffled me how it ended, but we'll get to that later. Then Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez come out. Liv announces she's in the Rumble, then she announces Raquel's in the Rumble as well. The way she set it up, it almost makes you think that Raquel might turn on Liv in the Rumble, but I doubt we're going to get that. I think if Vince McMahon was the booker, yeah, there's a good chance it happens. Triple H likes to play it safe a lot. I doubt it. But it did open up a seed. And I think Raquel's going to have a big showing in a Rumble, but I don't think she wins. So WWE really got the memo about the lack of women's announcements for a Rumble. You had so many women declaring. First you had Charlotte, then you had, after her was Nia Jax, and I don't think Candice officially declared, but she's going to be in there, obviously. Then you had Bianca Belair and Naomi, and then you had Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. You have a whole bunch of new official declarations for the Royal Rumble. So then eventually Rhea Ripley headbutted Liv Morgan. It turns into an all-out brawl. And when I saw Rhea and Liv, I was thinking, no, the feud that'll never die. I never want to see them wrestle again. I hate this feud. But Nick Aldis comes out, and then once we get back to the break, it's officially a 6-woman tag team match. Tiffany just leaves. That was kind of funny. So it's Bianca, Naomi, and Rhea Ripley on one team versus Nia Jax, Candice LeRae, and Liv Morgan with Raquel Rodriguez in their corner on the other team. You had, during the break on Netflix, Liv Morgan doing the Three Amigos to get heat against Rhea, but mostly to mock Eddie Guerrero in Texas, of course. The cheap heat. I'm glad it was on the commercial, so mostly, I guess the American audience was spared at least. The match broke down. He had Raquel getting involved. It ends in a way that I was just surprised. Liv Morgan uses a crucifix pin to pin Bianca Belair 1, 2, 3, and I was not expecting that. I was surprised. The way they set up, I guess Bianca and Naomi are going to win at the NXT show on Tuesday, which I'm looking forward to, in Atlanta. I think they're going to beat Lash Legend Jakara Jackson. Maybe it sets up Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez challenging Bianca and Naomi. And we don't know when Jade's coming back either. That's interesting, but maybe that's what they're setting up. Okay, but I don't think they should be beating Bianca. Beat Naomi, who cares? I don't agree with beating Bianca. I think Bianca really should be protected more. You have Chelsea Green and Michin announced for next week when Michin and PFAB, who no one cares about those two, went up to Chelsea and Piper backstage. And Piper was saying at the end that we need bigger security. I mean, who's bigger than Piper Niven? Nia Jax, that's it. So it makes you think maybe they're going to call someone from NXT up. I don't know. But it looks like there's going to be someone helping Chelsea Green next week. Because I guess PFAB's there to neutralize Piper Niven. So I guess she's going to have a third member of her crew or something. Who would that be? We'll see. So we had Johnny Gargano and Apollo Crews next. Who cared? You had Apollo Crews winning with a rope after Marcy Machine Guns distract Johnny. Didn't care. Jacob Fatu's cutting a promo backstage, and he's with Tama Tonga. And Tama just looks like a secondary guy. Fatu's yelling. I've kind of tuned him out a bit. I get the hype, but I'm kind of losing interest. Yeah, Tama Tonga doing his stupid, I don't know, that stupid mumble jumbo, dumb, stupid thing he does. You had LA Knight against Tama Tonga. So LA Knight wins. No one's surprised there. After the match, Jacob Fatu destroys LA Knight. Then you have Braun Strowman coming out. And this was the funniest part was Tama Tonga trying to restrain Jacob Fatu, but Jacob Fatu pushes him away. His own partner just makes Tama look like such a bum, such a joke, such a scrub. But Jacob's staring down Braun, and they're going to have a brawl, but Braun sends Jacob into the ring post. He hits him with a clothesline over the top, and then the two of them retreat. That's Jacob and Tama. Braun gets the better of them tonight, and that makes you think for sure Jacob's winning tomorrow night. He ain't losing to Braun Strowman. Miz talks to A-Town Down Under backstage, where they announce they're going to Raw. Makes sense. They're not doing anything on SmackDown. This whole transfer portal is weird because they never do it this time of the year. This is right before WrestleMania. Why do it now? I mean, wouldn't it make more sense just to wait after WrestleMania? They never want to do this. But I guess Triple H, there's not going to be a draft this year. I'm convinced we won't get a draft. The one thing about the draft is it usually would always pop a big rating, but I think they just look at the overall product. They're going to do this, and this is an easier way. So you have Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes next. Who won? Of course, Damian Priest won. Carmelo Hayes to me is nothing on the main roster. He ain't going anywhere. DIY against Motor City Machine Guns is officially announced for Royal Rumble in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So when the Machine Guns announced it to DIY for Nick Aldis, it's pretty awesome. That's going to be an awesome match. It'll be the best match of the night. You have that, and you have Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, which will have a great ladder match, I'm sure. And you have 2 very entertaining Rumbles where there's going to be a lot of surprises. I think the women will have a lot of surprises. I think the men might have a few surprises as well. I think both can be very entertaining. And for the men, I don't think there's a real clear-cut winner to really be determined. So I think both matches, the show, I say it looks stacked as hell. Rumble looks great this year. Michelle McCool and Mark Henry in the crowd both get a big pop. And when they saw Michelle McCool, I'm thinking, uh-oh, here he comes. Taker's here. But I saw photos backstage. Taker's there, and there was a photo of him and Matthew McConaughey backstage. It just looks like he's just there to have fun, be there with the WWE. He's from Austin, Texas. It's where he lives. So Taker's there. Wasn't in the crowd. Fans would have fucking went nuts if he was in the crowd, but he wasn't there. So you had Damian Priest running into Cody Rhodes backstage. Cody tells Damian Priest that to basically welcomes him to SmackDown, and Priest says, "I'll see you around." That's a feud we can see one day, but won't be anytime in the next few months. Backstage, Miz tries to recruit Andrade. He rejects him. Then Jimmy Uso mocks the Miz, and I'm thinking, where's Cross? Miz is gone. Is Cross with him now? I don't even know. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes challenges Jimmy Uso next week. They go back and forth. And as Jimmy makes his entrance, Carmelo attacks him before the match. Then we get the main event, Kevin Owens and Jimmy Uso. Kevin Owens trolled him wearing a Naomi shirt. That was funny. And he taunts Matthew McConaughey in the crowd. Oh, this was so relentless. After every move, he'd look at McConaughey. Is he going to face McConaughey at WrestleMania? When he first interacted with McConaughey, it was really entertaining. It was really good. Then every time he interacts with him after everything, it was just annoying after a while. I get it. It's Matthew McConaughey. You want him to have... You want to show that, hey, the big star's at your show. But, man, it was overkill. Anyway, KO wins the match. After that, he's about to hit a package powder onto Jimmy Uso through an announce table. Cody Rhodes makes a save. KO retreats, and that's how SmackDown ended. It was entertaining in parts. I just felt like the matches were too predictable. They did a bit too much with Matthew McConaughey. He's a big star, I get it, but I thought they overdid it too much. I thought a lot of stuff just wasn't too entertaining. It wasn't really a bad show. It's a show. You can watch it. It just felt to me like there's a lot of things that are being built up right now, and it felt like what you're saying on SmackDown's kind of more of the secondary feuds right now. But it wasn't a bad show. It was okay. And we'll see what happens tomorrow when we have Saturday night's main event.